Chapter 46 of The Seventh Most Important Thing by Shelley Pearsall. After school the next day, Squeak and Arthur gathered all of the unused coffee cans Hampton had left in his garage, lined them up in the middle of the floor, and counted them. There were 32. If they only collected $4 or $5 in each one, they'd have enough money to pay for June and July. And if they were lucky, maybe even August. "That's nothing," Squeak said. "We can do it." The hard part was deciding what messages to put on them. Words were not Arthur's strength. He suggested, "Help us save heaven," to get everybody's attention. Who could ignore that? Squeak tried to be diplomatic. People might not understand what saving heaven means. They might think you're talking about some kind of religious experience. "Well, how would you describe it then?" Arthur waved his arm impatiently toward Hampton's creation, glimmering gently in the light and the shadows of the room. He felt like they were wasting precious time. They only had until supper to work on the cans. Squeak was quiet for a moment, studying the captivating scene again. It had a power that was hard to describe, no matter how many times you saw it. "How about help save a unique artistic masterpiece from destruction?" he finally said. "Get real," Arthur rolled his eyes. "Nobody's going to read all that junk on a coffee can." Looking hurt, Squeak blinked fast behind his glasses. "How about just help save a work of art?" Arthur suggested more gently. He knew Squeak was only trying to help. Unlike Arthur, he had a big chemistry test to cram for that night. "People probably aren't going to care enough about saving a work of art," Squeak insisted. "It sounds," he paused, "ordinary." Arthur let out a frustrated sigh. "Well, then give me something better. You're the word person." "Unique. How about save a unique work of art?" Squeak suggested. And then he continued, tossing out words like a crazed word machine as he walked back and forth past the throne of the third heaven. "Cool, magical, spectacular, one of a kind, brilliant, original, priceless, breathtaking, intense, sparkling, awesome, surreal." "Nobody is going to know what the heck surreal means," Arthur interrupted. "I do," Squeak insisted stubbornly. "Well, I don't." They ended up making each coffee can different. Squeak wrote the words in marker on construction paper borrowed from Arthur's sister, because he had neater printing and way better spelling than Arthur. Then Arthur glued the paper onto each can. It was hard not to think about Mr. Hampton while they were gluing and decorating. Arthur knew he would have liked the fact that they had added bits of foil to the labels for some sparkle. Each coffee can had a different message. Save a brilliant work of art. Save a far-out work of art. Save a spectacular work of art. He couldn't tell what would appeal to people, Squeak said. They even used heavenly on one coffee can. Save a heavenly work of art. Surprisingly, or maybe not surprisingly, that was the coffee can that finally paid off.